Good evening and welcome to what will surely be the saltiest Eurovision stream of all time, because I have lots of things I'm annoyed about, even more than usual. We're back home from Estonia after a really chaotic couple of weeks, and it's really nice to be back in this environment again. You'll have to forgive me if my voice is a little off. I am still ill. It's been more than 2 weeks now. I'm thinking about maybe phoning the doctor or something. And let me just start this stream with 4 words that I think will be very popular in chat. Yksi, kaksi, kolme, sauna. We're going to be talking about that tonight. We're going to be talking about all of the songs from the latest Meltfest heat. I'm already getting hate for the music again, so there you go. Kat, are you happy? The music's gone. This is no longer whimsical. This is now an extremely serious conversation we're having. It's absolutely perfect that Bessa Kokadima started playing just as I said that. We're going to be talking about Melfest, Iceland. We're going to be talking about Poland, as promised. We're going to be talking about Sanremo tonight as well. So those are the main things tonight. Frederick, our relationship is romantic. It's romantic and parasocial, except in the other direction to what you think. Can I pronounce Ernschulzvik 2026? Yes. It's really great to see you all again. Like I said, just bear with me if I'm a little bit ill. I do have a wonderful surprise for you, though, which is arriving at the start of the stream rather than after 15 minutes. It's Jay!
Hi.
For once, not rushing home from work, and I thought, Jay, it might be good to start by just sharing a little bit about what we've been up to. Obviously, we were in Estonia last week.
Yep.
The video is probably going to be out, I think, Monday or Tuesday. We have a lot of footage to get through, but
Yes.
I think we need to talk about our worst enemy and how we're going to deal with our worst enemy. Our worst enemy is the wind.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't even get me started. Okay. We need to invest in a proper microphone
Yes.
ASAP because
Yes.
this is getting ridiculous.
So, for context, the first section of the Estonia video is going to be me sat in this room wearing this hoodie because I'm going to film it immediately after this stream. We went and stood on top of the Linnahall in Tallinn, which is this old abandoned Soviet theatre. Well, it's not completely abandoned, but parts of it have been condemned. And basically, that was where Minimal Wind filmed their music video for Eesti Laul. But ironically, I stood on top of Linnahall talking about Minimal Wind, and the footage is unusable because there is too much wind. So I'm going to have to refilm that little part of the video, the first 5 minutes of the video. I'm going to have to refilm that here. Everything else is fine. It's just that.
Yeah.
Also coming in that video, me and Kova from Visminust make a bunch of predictions and absolutely everything is wrong. Me and Sydney Thompson stand in a snowy song festival ground and react to how we feel about it. And me and Ant Nurhan have lunch. That's what's coming.
Great lunch. That was really nice.
Yes. Now, we have lots of national finals to talk about, as always. Quickly, last thing before we do, I'm going to say the standard thing that if you've been here for the last few streams, you will know is already coming. Firstly, the chat on screen that you're seeing, that is Twitch chat only. Twitch terms of service prohibit us from putting the YouTube chat on screen or mixing the chats together on screen. The second thing is, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe to this channel on Twitch and financially support us for free. No charge to you whatsoever. You get 1 free subscription on Twitch. So if you have Amazon Prime and you want to support us for no additional charge, that's how you can do it. Now, I think we're going to start with the one national final. Thank you very much, JTG, for the subscription. We're going to start with the one national final that actually.
Yeah.
I can't do this in reverse. Wait, there we go. Yeah. Hey, see, I got it. And I don't think that's actually Millie Bobby Brown who just subscribed. Just a thought. Anyway, I think we should start with the one national final that actually selected an entry this weekend, which was Iceland. We are also going to we're going to briefly talk about Portugal. I saw someone mention that. There's a couple of songs we're going to talk about there tonight, but we're not going to go into depth because we're going to go into depth big style when the final happens. The only reason we're doing a few semi-finals this week is because there is nothing happened this weekend in terms of there was one national final and it was Iceland, and that's why we're starting there. So Iceland, we're going to talk about Poland and Italy. We're going to talk about Sweden. Exis Bicep, are you reading this? Yes. Yes. Anyway, Iceland. Jay, thoughts? Any overarching thoughts while I find us a nice Misha Eurovision recap?
Okay. Iceland, in my opinion, I watched the final. I thought they chose the right song. They chose the most interesting song out of the bunch. And we don't have anything like this in the lineup so far. So right now it really stands out, which is a good thing. And yeah, I mean, it's literally Icelandic Jedward.
Yeah,
So
I actually thought that too.
yeah.
It's very very Nordic. And in fact, I had a random flashback, and I'm going to quickly put this on first. For some reason, it reminded me of this random, totally obscure. No one is going to understand this reference at all because it's beyond obscure. It reminded me of this random Icelandic song from a comedy show from 10 years ago. If there's any Icelanders in chat, Dean Barney, that's a good point actually. Before I play this, there's a few people I need to thank. I'm going to do that in a second. If there's any Icelanders in chat, tell me if you remember this from your childhood, I guess. Quickly before we do that, Benchy Jump, Eleanor Moore, She Badger, all gave us Prime subs. Thank you so much. Dean Barney, $4.99. Ollie Not Pro with another Prime sub. Every time you hear that, fire, that is, well, it's good. It makes us happy. Same with Bessa Cocodema, and the same with Loco Boombox, which you get if you donate Twitch bits or something. I can't remember what it is exactly. Ratatan Pan, thank you for the Prime sub. Right. Now, time for an Icelandic song that none of you have ever heard before, but for whatever reason, I was reminded of it, which is this. Anyway, now let's get on to the actual thing.
Right, okay.
I don't know why. If any of you remember that,
random.
I think I saw one Icelander in the chat just now who was like, "Oh my god, I remember Ryomin," and everyone else was clueless. Right, I am Icelandic. I have not heard of this. Well, you should have. It's great. We're gonna go through each of these songs. Thank you very much, Grybo, for the 5 gifted subs. I love how I was absolutely living for that, and you just looked so confused.
When am I not confused when you speak gay?
I mean, this is true. You have to... The amount of time this guy has to spend listening to the things I say, I have no idea how he hasn't gone insane. Or maybe he has. Who knows? Anyway, let's listen to Mr. August. Thoughts, Jay? You first.
I thought it was a very safe song. It doesn't really break any boundaries or anything. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I had a similar feeling.
Someone said nothing burger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This was a problem and a criticism I had in general of the national finals, that we did have a bunch of No, well, nothing burgers. Cardboard, someone says. In the meantime, in YouTube chat, like in Twitch chat right now, everyone's like, oh, it's a nothing burger. You know, I was not a big fan of this song. Meanwhile, in YouTube chat, Uksi kaksi kolme sauna, viska basta bastu bastu. I think this is going to be the entire night. It's just going to be full of people just spamming that over and over.
Yeah, it will be. Now that you've mentioned it too, yeah.
Yeah, I've encouraged them. Let's move on to Bjarni. This one suffers from a similar problem, in my opinion.
Right. This is Icelandic Engelbert Humperdinck.
You know, that's actually, I hadn't thought of that. That's a really good comparison.
Right?
Yes. No, you're exactly right. You are exactly right.
Like, the two people in the audience absolutely living for this. I'm so happy for them.
There's always one. It reminds me of, do you remember that clip of just after Congratulations, Sylvia Knight, where the entire crowd is booing, and then there's this one guy who's just like, and is loving it, and it's just the greatest thing they've ever seen. That's how I kind of feel those two people there, who were just having the best time of their life. Someone said two-door boomback on Timu. By the way, that's an important point. I've been saying two-door boombatch for a long time. Turns out that was wrong. Two-door boomback. So remember that for future. Right. This came second. Right. The fire, it's gonna get me through the pain.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's have a little look at these lyrics. There's a few very standard... this came third, not second, sorry. It came second with the jury. Yeah, second with the jury, third overall. And Stebby. I need to not call him Stabby Jack. Stebby Yuck.
Oh my god.
Right. Breaking down these silent walls. When my body turns to stone and my mind feels so alone. Why does that remind me of, Maria Sir, her, like, when I'm standing in the rain, something, feel my pain. I will never give up.
Those damn rhymes, like, please be creative.
But the thing is, you can sing that exact song with this line instead. When my body turns to stone and my mind feels so alone, I will never give up. Say it's, it's
the same thing.
But this just shows it's generic. It's super, super, super generic. And don't get me started on the, feel the fire, 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 the flame will lead me through my... Pfft. Be more creative. Be more creative.
Yeah, please.
Honestly, be more creative. Go ahead. Any thoughts?
No. I didn't like this song either. There was only like one song I liked from this selection. I don't know why I chose to watch this one. But
I mean, there wasn't much else on.
I mean, fair.
I mean, I didn't watch it live. I watched Chefsache ESC instead, and we are going to talk about that later. We will talk about Chefsache ESC, and I will get very angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have many thoughts as well.
Thank you, Two Door Bumback fan club, for saying that you're glad I learned the correct pronunciation.
Oh my god, he has a fan club?
Of course he has a fan club. He's the greatest man who's ever lived.
Wait, someone sign us up, please.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be the secretary. Actually, no, you shouldn't be the secretary. You're too disorganized to be the secretary. Anyway, time to talk about the only good song in this selection. Low key, banger.
Mm. Well, yes.
It's a banger. I feel like this was an obvious winner. I feel like everyone kind of saw this coming. And everything came out and everyone went, well, this is clearly the best. Can I just say, I think this would have struggled to win this show in the last few years. I'm going to put. I want to talk about this for a second, so I'm going to put us cameras big on screen for a moment. I think
Hmm.
this would have struggled last year. In this system, last year, Bashar Murad would have won. So if we assume we
Yes.
had this system going back, Bashar Murad last year, was it Dilio the year before that?
Hmm.
I think this would have struggled to beat Dilio as well. I think it would have struggled to beat Sistur from 2022.
Do you
Um,
think?
yeah, I think
Interesting.
it's a decent song. I enjoy it, but I think it reflects the overall falling quality of this selection on the whole this year.
Hmm.
People do point out that Burgo was knocked out in the semi-finals and was the only one seen as a challenger to this. That is, it's interesting to discuss whether that was a robbery. One interesting thing about that, of course, is that there was a Eurovision YouTuber on the songwriting credits for that, which was Worldvision,
Oh.
who was on the song credits for Burgo, actually, as it happens. I don't know how many people knew that. But yes, Tomek says this would struggle in 85% of countries. I completely agree. That said, the Now player says it was a bop. And meanwhile, in YouTube chat, they're just glad I talked about Burgo. Do we think Iceland will qualify? I don't think it's totally out of it, because we haven't had this kind of, like, this is very, like, Nordic student drinking song kind of vibes. But
Yeah.
that's not a totally usual thing to actually end up in Eurovision. And because of that, I actually think it may well qualify. What do you think?
I think it's going to qualify. Um,
Do you want to elaborate
unless
on that?
like
You're just like,
I
yes.
mean, unless because it's such a standout in the lineup so far. Like people will really get behind this, I feel. Unless that one Melfest song steals all the spotlight, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I actually
Yes.
don't know if they're in the same semi.
We'll come on to that. I'm not sure which. Let's check who they have in their semi.
Yes,
Thank you, as always, Eurovision World, for saving us. We would be nothing without you. Basel
literally.
2025, jump to semi one. There they are, semi final one. So they have. I'm looking at songs that could take from this. Espresso Macchiato is the big one. I need to put it on screen first, don't I? That would help. There we are. Now you can all see what I can see. Espresso Macchiato could take votes from this. Strobe lights, a little bit, maybe. Lighter, a little bit, maybe. But it's in a totally different lane to like Ukraine, Albania, Azerbaijan, beg your pardon, and
Mm.
Slovenia. And to a lesser extent, Poland. For that reason, you've got to think about what I would encourage you guys to think about when we're talking about qualifiers, and we're talking about, who's competing with what. Try to sort of organize almost like mini contests in your brain. You have people going in who have a certain attraction to certain genres of music, right? So there's almost little sub-competitions going on between songs that might appeal to those people. Obviously, it's like a big Venn diagram with lots of things overlapping. But what that means is if you're trying to find potential shocks, look at the songs that maybe have a little niche open to them, which maybe isn't in competition with. At this stage, I'm looking at this semi-final. Everything that's been selected so far, with the obvious exception of Slovenia, could qualify, in my opinion. Would you say the same, or is there anyone who you think is out, dead and buried already?
Um, no, I could make a case for any of these except from Slovenia.
Fair enough. The other thing I wanted to point out, by the way, I'm looking at the semi-final. If this song, think about how Ramonda got to the final. In fact, I'm going to show you on screen. I'm going to show you guys on screen how Ramonda got to the final. Because if I'm plotting a way for... here we are. If I'm plotting a way for Iceland to get to the final, this is how it looks. You see this at the top. Croatia, Slovenia. This is the cultural understanding vote here, right? Iceland has this in Norway and Sweden. If Iceland takes 18 points or more from Norway and Sweden, look at all it needs to get through. Just little scraps, really, from elsewhere. If, in that situation, I can see it going through. People are asking about why I'm writing off Slovenia while we're at it and comparing it to Don's. I'm sorry, but Hollow was way more powerful. Vocally, way better, way more distinctive than the Slovenian song. And to be honest, Don's had more charisma, in my opinion. So yeah, I do think there is a route through for Vibe. But it's a tough one. Let's quickly listen to the other songs. I've heard this song 100 times before. What about you, Jay?
Yep. It reminds me of that one song, if your boots start working, da 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 da. You know that one that went like super viral?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, everyone's saying words. Those were certainly words. She made a song with words. Congratulations, everyone, including us, on reaching the same joke at the same time. However many hundreds of us here, everybody thought of the same thing. Yeah. She spoke, in terms of words, spoke a lot, said very little. Moving on to Stebiak. This was my second favorite of the selection.
I knew it. I knew it. I was like, I just know Gabe is gonna. Yeah.
I quite liked it. Someone in chat says Eden Alain X Terraspetoni, which is quite an amusing comparison. Although I prefer this to Eden Alain, Set Me Free. Someone says biggest robbery of 2025. Someone says I'm decent but still glad Vibe won. And someone says Bada Bada Bastu Bastu. What did you think of Stebiak?
I don't like this song.
I knew this would happen.
Yeah. It's not me. Like,
I think this is one of the. Sorry, go on. You go.
I dabble in like a little bit of rock sometimes. Like if the melody is like hitting, but this kind of rock isn't what I like personally.
Some particularly cruel person in chat just compared this to Intelligent Music Project.
Okay, that is like a bit too mean.
That is a bit too mean.
Damn.
As far as we know, Stebiak is not wanted for child support payments in Spain. So that alone sets him apart from Intelligent Musical Project. Now, this is much better than that, in my opinion.
Intelligent Musical Project.
Yeah. Intelligent, yes. It's. Well, I mean, it wasn't very musical, was it? And that was the last song. So, small national final in Iceland. I think they need to have a little look. God. Yeah, they need to have a look at what they're doing at the moment because I feel like it's not working. This was the weakest show for a few years. It's been getting weaker for a few years. The Democracy says, Gabe, do you like to Bada Bastu and donates 20 Swedish crowns? I have no idea how much money that is because crowns are a mystery to me, even though I was there for 2 weeks. Do you like to Bada Bastu? Yes, but we'll come on to that in a minute because we're going to talk about Melfest next. Yeah. How do you fix this? Because it's such a small country. They're always going to be limited in terms of the number of submissions, the pool of artists they have to draw from. I think it's good that they do a show and it gets really, really great ratings, right, in Iceland. A lot of people watch this show. So I want them to keep doing it. I think they're just going to find it difficult to increase the quality. So usually there's a bunch of things I'd suggest which work if you have 10 million people in your country. But it doesn't work for this. What do you think? Is there anything they can do?
I think they should... They need a breakthrough artist. You know how Erica Vickman kind of saved UMK? They really need someone to just like push the boundary. and then get a good result in Eurovision, and I feel like that will really set them on their way.
Now,
Because right now they are not sending anything winner potential.
yeah, I think losing out on Think About Things, which would have won the contest, in my opinion, was tough.
Yeah.
But, you know, chat actually seems to have a very different suggestion because there's been lots of different things in here. But the thing I've seen more than anything else is two different things which are calling for the same thing. Number one, loads of people saying, send Sigga Osk. Number two, loads of people saying, go Tiffany. I realised I missed a Prime sub just before. Thank you, Surprise Dimples, by the way. I know it was a few minutes ago. Sorry for missing when that came through. Yeah, everyone...
I
and
really
now
don't
everyone's
want them
just
to go
spamming code
internal.
Tiffany. Yeah, I thought you were going to
As they
say, I really
should.
don't want them to go Tiffany.
I really don't want them to go internal.
No.
But at the same time, like maybe that would be if they want results at Eurovision, maybe that would be the way. But then also, Song Kepnin is kind of like a staple in national final season. Like it's been there since I mean when I first started watching the contest.
Yeah.
So it'll be such a shame to lose it.
Yeah, I think I do think there's a lot of there's some really good like Icelandic artists out there. I think one artist I'd love to see, you probably wouldn't like this very much because it's a folk group. There's a folk group called Aurstathir that I've always really loved, that I would love to see try it out. Just to give something totally different. And they have a few songs which are very different. But still like folky, but I think have the kind of, you know, sound we need. People are saying we need Björk. That is never, ever, ever going to happen.
But what if it does? Could you imagine?
If that happened, it would be like the best thing ever. But, yeah. 1 second. Someone said your mic is too loud, so I'm just turning you down. There we go. Should be better now, whoever said that.
Hello.
Someone's asking me to show the name of Aurstathir because the pronunciation is weird. Yes. I need to click this one. Let me just search. There you go. You can see it in the search bar there at the top. That's how it's spelled. Someone said your opinions are too loud. Yes.
Oh?
Yes. That's just true. Now, let's talk about Melody Festivalen, where I will first... roast everything for being dull, then yap about saunas. Thank you for the cheers, by the way, Grybo and Alejandro Garnacho. And then we will get to the end and I will have a big rant. So, let's get into it.
Can't even say the things I wanna do. Little bit vicious, little bit vicious.
They give girl bops to anyone nowadays.
You're
Like-
actually so right, though.
Yeah. It's
It literally is a
like
girl
it's
bop.
it's a girl bop.
That is, you know what? That's so out of pocket, but it's stunningly accurate.
Yeah, I'm right though, right? Like
Yeah.
why y'all booing? I'm right.
And by the way, we're gonna after each song, I'm gonna quickly go and check the songwriters. Oh, look who it is! It's Dino Merenhodzic and Laurel Barker. Now, let's go to the next song. I like her voice. And
I liked
think
this one.
she deserves to go to the second chance, but I like her voice. Is the song interesting? Absolutely not. But I like her voice. And apparently this song was written by Loreen? What?
Yeah.
Did you know this already? Am I just like, was this a thing that I
Yes.
just completely missed?
Well, I did my homework, guys.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna throw rotten vegetables at you. It was a whole thing. Okay, I just completely missed this one. Fair enough. I mean, she's just doing side quests now, I guess. I mean, I don't have many other thoughts about that one, to be honest, because it was just not very good. Like I say, she's got a lovely voice, but it's just a really dull song. It's a bit of a shame, you know, with Loreen writing it, I would have hoped for a little more edge, I guess. Because for me, when I think of Loreen,
those songs for herself.
I guess so. It's just like I think about things like Statements. That was really kind of out there, and like that's the kind of thing I want Loreen to be writing. I would like Loreen a lot more if all of her music was like Statements. There's going to be a bunch of people in the chat now being like, "Statements was terrible," but yeah, that's what I think. Right, now let's play the Yeehaw song. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think it is that either of these people have ever been to Tennessee?
No. -7.
-7. Yeah. Someone says, say yes, say yes, say yes. Good point. Good point. And there's actually, there's something in this about sort of Scandinavian popified country music. It all sounds the same.
Yes.
All Scandi country music
fake country.
sounds exactly the same.
Like,
and
I don't even like country music in the first place. So like fake country music is like ill.
Yeah. I do think though, like country music in the right setting, I don't really like it that much. In the right setting, it can be fun. So for example, a couple of years ago, my brother got married, and his wife, my sister-in-law, is from Wisconsin, and so the wedding was out there in the States. While we were there, it turns out the town they were getting married in, Cedarburg in Wisconsin, there was like a really big country music festival going on there. We didn't have tickets, so what we did was, one of my sister-in-law's friends worked at a local Chinese restaurant, so we all pretended that we were cooking staff for the stall that the Chinese restaurant was running in the festival. And so we all just went in through the staff exit. We then all sort of hid behind the stall for like 10 minutes to make it look like we were working and, you know, serving Chinese food. And then we all just went and watched this country music festival. And it was a little bit stereotypical because there was times like they get to the end of the song and the guy on stage would go, you know, I just want to take a moment to bless our flag and our troops. And then everyone was like, yeah! So, like, it was very stereotypically American. But, like, it was the friendliest kind of, like, vibe that fit country music a lot better. I liked it in that context. I wasn't a big fan of the sort of, you know, slightly mad American patriotism. As someone said in chat, what the fuck is a kilometer? Yeah. But I like country music can work. That's my point. But this is, yeah, I mean, it's derivative. It's a pastiche. I complain about this quite often in Eurovision. It's a pastiche of a genre of music that is just a less valuable version of that genre of music, right?
Oh my god, my dad's in the chat. Jay, don't forget your dad loves country music. Yes, I know, Dad.
I feel it is dad music in general. Like, dads love a good bit of country music.
They do.
Right. Now,
Everyone say hi to my dad.
hi, Jay's dad. I'm waving. Are we going to talk about Azerbaijan's goofy song? No. I tweeted about this, but I guess I'll say it here just before we move on to the thing that everyone has been waiting for. If you want to hear about Azerbaijan, my video about how Israel and Azerbaijan exploit the contest is still up. Position hasn't changed from last year. Now, Ux, Kax, Kolm, Sauna. Banger. Banger alert.
Okay.
Banger, banger, banger.
This is a ball of fun.
I love it. I just
And
think it's so silly. But I'll let you talk about it first because I want to quickly get something up on here.
is it
It's fine.
what you get?
Just to
You
tell
okay?
people what you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Right. This is so much fun. When I watched this, I was just like bopping my head the whole time. It's really interesting, um, because it's not in English, and I love that. Sweden needs to send something not in English. I don't care what language it's in. Just don't send something in English for once, please. And so I'm just looking at the screen right now. Um, Gabe's getting something up, which is very
It's on
interesting.
screen now. Now, if you thought that, remember when Tattoo came out? There was this kind of tattoo mania that happened. But look at the difference in views. Like, this is really interesting to me, especially considering it was Mons that went direct to final as first in the semi. What is capturing the imagination in Sweden? It's this. It's this. And I think that is super, super interesting. People saying it's kids watching. I don't know who's watching. 90% of Finnish viewers. Wouldn't surprise me if a lot of them were Finnish. Can we talk about how these guys were last in the odds when artists were revealed? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, right, and I'm going to be a bit of a party pooper because I love this. I would absolutely love for this to win Melfest. That would be so funny, and I think all of us would enjoy
Yep.
that. The Melfest system is very specifically designed to completely eliminate the chance of any kind of wild card outsider winner like this. Like, because of the way the televoting is designed with the age groups and everything else, it's impossible. So unfortunately, it's rigged against them before a note has been sung in the final. And that's because, Melfest is... It does what it's designed to do, right? But what it's designed to do is squash things like this. So to the final, fine. They're quite happy to have this kind of thing in the final. But once you get there, then I think they're going to squash it. I would love to be wrong. Can you imagine how fun it would be if this was Sweden's Eurovision entry? Honestly,
That would that could start a new wave of or a new era in Melody Festivalen.
that said, goodbye Iceland.
That would be so cool.
If this is the entry, Iceland is done. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If Sweden says Mons over this, I will hate Sweden forever. Well, you might as well start hating now. Yeah. Someone points out that Huya, who did the song with Kärja, San Francisco Boy, which was a big hit in Sweden after they performed in the semi, could be a potential future entry. That would be super fun. That would be super, super fun. Yeah, I would love to see this do really well in the final. I would love to see it win, but I don't think it's going to happen. If I'm wrong, you will find me celebrating. I would be so happy to be wrong about that. I can't see it at the moment. I'm quite enjoying how chat is still just full of people going bara bara bastu bastu.
As they should. Keep going, guys.
Any other thoughts, Jay, before we move on?
I really hope it at least comes close to winning, Like, I hope it doesn't get tanked by juries or anything. Because this is fun. Melfest should have more, fun things like this, in my opinion. Because right now it's just it feels like you're listening to the same song over and over again. But this stands out so much.
Speaking of the same songs over and over again, it's every pop song.
The LED strips hanging from the ceiling, that's my room.
It just looks like they've got giant spaghettis.
it looks so lazy. Like they just hung that from the ceiling.
Now, see, the Italians who are really mad and offended by espresso macchiato will be very upset by this because this is very clearly parodying spaghetti. And just remember, it's hard until you make it.
Oh,
I don't have much else to say about that. The only thing I had in the can was that random dig. More of a message than Mons. Well, it's good that you talked about that. So, I mean,
It's been a lifetime coming.
once I start, Jay, I'm not going to be able to stop. So you go first.
okay. Right. So it all started when the snippet came out, and everyone was just like, like no one was. I think people were expecting a lot, right? Because he compared it to, he said it was going to be better than Heroes, and in my opinion, it falls just under Heroes. But then the staging, like watching the performance yesterday, the staging really, really elevates the song, in my opinion. Uh, like it's very good staging. Like I can't fault it. It's just the song is very generic, which is a shame because if he had a good song with this staging, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, it's kind of justified that he's like high in the odds.
So, firstly, I'm going to have to ask everyone in chat to please stop referring to this staging as the Mans Zelmerlow.
Oh no.
Now, Kat, that includes
No.
you.
That's always up to trouble.
Indeed. Yeah, sorry, not Mans Zelmerlow, Mons Zelmerlow. Someone says, please don't be too harsh on us, Gabe. And did no one tell Mons that love, love, peace, peace was meant to be a joke? Well, you know, I'm actually reminded... Oh, I'm off now. Right. I was actually reminded of that line in Love, Love, Peace, Peace where Petra was like, oh, you know, get some decks. In the real world, this is really dated. But it'll give you... In Eurovision, it'll give your song a fresh, modern feel. This song is 10 years out of date. At least 10 years out of date. Love Me Again by John Newman came out more than 10 years ago. And this song is like that with all of the edge sanded off. And I agree. When I heard the snippet and when I heard the full song, apart from the staging, I was like, like might win Melfest, definitely not winning Eurovision. I stand by that assessment after I saw this. But here's the thing.
Oh, Gabe, someone said to make.
Yeah, I
screen
did it. I
bigger.
just did it.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool.
I am... It is completely beyond me. Like, the response to this song, in the betting markets especially, makes zero sense. None. None whatsoever. How can you look at this and go, oh yeah, it's going to run away and win Eurovision? Mont is a great performer. That's what puts this in contention. He has buckets of charisma. The staging is good. But, as a great Deben once said, it's the Eurovision Song Contest. If he wins Eurovision, I'm going to look so dumb for this whole rant, right? But it's not winning. This is not winning Eurovision. Like, where are you getting all of this from? Where are you all getting this from? Every aspect of this is less strong than Heroes was. The staging isn't as good. The song isn't as good. His performance is great because he's a great performer. Duh, that was always going to happen. Kat says, in fact, you know what, Kat? I'm not sure whether I should even read that. None of this makes any sense to me. And I brought along an example as to why people find it so irritating. We've talked about this before. There's a lot of people being like, oh, everyone hates it because it's Sweden. Da-da-da-da. Look at this. This is the 2023 F1 Drivers' Championship. Look in the winning driver column. Why do you think people hate Max Verstappen so much? Why do you think? Why? Because that air of inevitability that often surrounds Sweden is so boring. It's so boring. Was Max Verstappen the best in this whole year? Of course he was. But for the Sweden stands out there, for the people who love Mons or love this song and love Sweden, whatever else, I'm sorry. The thing that comes with the territory of being the best is it's going to annoy everyone else when they feel that inevitable 300 jury points coming again. If this gets a jury-led victory, as Loreen did in 2023, and by the way, as Mons did in 2015, I will be on the news. I will be on the news. Because with Lorraine, I can look back and I can go, okay, fine, right? I can look back and I can see, obviously, that staging was really incredible. Tattoo is a lot better song than this. And also, Tattoo was a massive hit all over Europe. That song has like 650 million streams. If this wins with the same kind of numbers that Lorraine got, with a massive jury score and a, good but not exceptional televote score, then I don't know what we're doing here. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this is fine. It's not bad. I don't dislike it. It's just not winning Eurovision. If it does, then that's a problem with the contest. Seriously, someone tell me, how does this make any sense?
Finland's third now?
Yes. The Democracy says, I think, and thank you for the 100 crowns, I think Ishkoma will flop with jury and win televote. Mons will get first in jury and third or fourth in the televote, and it'll be enough to win Eurovision. Great. It's 2023 again. I'm sure that's what we all want. And meanwhile, while I'm ranting, in Twitch chat, they're just calling it the Eurovision Vaginal Walls Contest.
Jesus. Someone said, Gabe, check your blood pressure.
My blood pressure, I'm calm. I'm so calm. I'm so calm. And we're going to talk about Germany next. That'll help.
Oh.
While I've got the energy, we might as well get it all out in one go.
Right, let's do this.
But here's the thing, right? And I respect Mons so much for this. I am going to say this, despite the fact that I'm ranting here. Mons has already said in interviews, and I'm going to admit something here. He said in an interview, and he was dead right about this, to be fair to him, maybe part of the reason they're mad is because it's good. Manchester City, Max Verstappen, Sweden in Eurovision. It's the same thing. It is the same thing. Let's not delude ourselves here, right? People, this is not bad. It's not a Eurovision winner, but it's not bad. It shouldn't be a Eurovision winner, but it's not bad. But it's frustrating because there's this disconnect between this kind of decent thing, it's good, it's not incredible, it's not groundbreaking, and where we've ended up. Max Verstappen will win Eurovision 2025. Well, he might.
You okay?
Yeah, man, I'm good. Save us, Scarlett, indeed. Or Clara Hammerstrong.
Save us, Clara Hammerstrom. Save us. Oh my god.
Please. Or Gretchen.
Begging. I haven't heard that song yet.
Yeah. Right. Now, with that, Stefan Raab.
Oh. Right.
Stefan Raab. Please explain this to me. Explain what you were doing here. We're going to get a recap up in a minute and talk about these songs. Oh, and I accidentally made Jay disappear. There you go. You're back now. Stefan Raab. Germany. Why is it that you're so intent on getting Eurovision so wrong every year? Why? Why do we keep ending up in this position? Because there's two songs which you knocked out in this semi-final that were very clearly, at the very least, among the 5 best in the show and should have been absolute, no doubt, certain qualifiers, and yet they weren't. What happened here? We're going to get the recap up in a second. And while we're at it, I was in Germany last month. All of my trains were cancelled. And when I lived in Germany, they involuntarily signed me up to the Jewish Association of Württemberg and made me pay their TV license. And in my student accommodation, I had to pay extra for bedding that they promised they'd give me for free. All the walls were made out of concrete. And Netto Mark & Discount didn't open on Sundays, and my bank was only open from 10:30 till 12:30 and 2:30 until 4:30 on weekdays. How is anyone meant to go to the bank? Everyone's at work.
Should we listen to the songs, Gabe?
I'm mad at you, Germany. I'm mad at you, Germany. I'm mad. I'm angry. Let's listen to these semi-finals.
Yes.
At least something good happened, right? At least something good. This was great.
Sure.
Jay,
Yeah.
tell me what you think about Feuerschwanz. I'm making the cameras big. Go on.
Oh,
I'm very calm. You don't need to worry about how I'll react.
I didn't like this.
You're already getting abuse in chat. I just want everyone to know that I agree. With them, not you.
Not cancel Jay right now. Okay. No, it's not for me. It's just not for me. Is that a problem?
Yes. No. it's
Hashtag
not
Jay is right. Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
No. I mean, the thing is, right? With the songs that have been knocked out in the semi-final, this is probably now the best prospect for you. Actually, there's another song. One of the best prospects for Eurovision. It's certainly not going to win the contest. I really enjoy it. And Feuerschwanz, Feierschlong, precisely. Would you rather have Germany win than Sweden? Yes, absolutely. 1,000,000 times yes. They won't win with this song, though. Next up.
But I don't know what that means for me.
It's got him.
Yeah, for those of you who know ESC got him, this is like his secret brother. I don't like the Love Is Forever chair. I don't like the song, and yet disqualified.
Boring as hell.
Yeah.
Sorry to that man, but boring as hell.
Fire.
Thank you, Navex, for the subscription. Yeah, it's...
I have
it's
nothing
dull.
to say about this. It's very dull.
Time for some trauma.
No.
What's the point of the Eurovision Song Contest if we're knocking this out in semi-finals? No way it would have happened if there was any televote in this, and we'll come on to that in a moment.
I can't believe when I got the news that this didn't qualify, I was distraught.
Yeah. It made no sense to me. No sense at all.
Kat, I'm so sorry.
Someone said Cloudy June couldn't sing it live. It was a little iffy, it's true, but it's clearly nerves. And the thing is that if there'd been televote in the semi-final, she would have gone to the final and she would have done it better in the final. Miriana Conte wasn't very good in the semi-final at MESC. She was great in the final. I'm really sad about this. And given some of the songs that went through, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why this didn't go through. Like, I don't understand what the thought process is when you look at this set of songs that you would think that this wasn't one of the 7 best. Was it 7 or 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 9. 9 best. It made no sense to me. I'm very sorry to Kat and everyone else who was very sad about this. But yeah.
Last night, he took myself.
It's very small clips. I'm presuming there's a copyright issue here. This one did go through. Cosby, here they are. They are still here because they went through to the final. Currently, it is the top-rated song of the finalists on Eurovision World with 4.5 stars, alongside Abor and Tina. I like this a lot. I actually thought it was really nice and really tender. What do you think?
I mean, it's good, but the live, for me, I don't know, the vocals sounded a little bit thin.
So
Like, it didn't sound full.
I know what you mean. I think in general there was some problems with the vocals. Not just confined to this. Her vocal, again, I'm just going to put it down to nerves. I think she'll be better in the final. And we'll talk about it again in a couple of weeks if she wasn't. There was a general problem with a lot of vocalists seem to be too quiet in this show. Like, they hadn't quite mixed them correctly. Feuerschwanz, this was a problem. From Fall to Spring, we'll talk about them in a minute. There was a lot of technical issues, and it took them about 7 hours to get through everything, although we'll come to that as well. Ollie Not Pro donates €2. Thank you so much. Says, I'm so mad that Cloudy June didn't make it. Yeah, man. Can't believe it. We'll go over it again at the end. Welcome back, Musty. Didn't qualify. Was a really boring song.
Hey, wait.
You like this?
This wasn't that bad, in my opinion.
I thought it was a nothing burger. I really thought it was a nothing burger, I'm afraid.
Damn.
Didn't go through, though. I thought this wasn't a surprise. I didn't think that would go through. Right, this. Wow, is that it? That the entire clip? Wow, it is. So I want to shout out a tweet I saw earlier. I wish I could remember who it's from. Who called these guys Twink and Park.
Oh my god. That's crazy. You know what? Real.
It really made me laugh a lot. I need to check who it was. I really should credit. It's not my name. I saw a tweet.
Oh my god.
Wouldn't Twink and Park just be Blind Channel? Blind Channel aren't twinks.
They're more bears.
Okay, see, Jay, you're out of us two. You're the expert on those matters. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so we have another robbery. I really, really thought that this one would go through easily as well, and then it didn't. And I don't quite know how. See, everyone's now arguing about. You know what? I'll leave. It's always Twitch chat. YouTube chats, everyone's just always like, "Woo, this was super fun," or "I didn't like this." And then Twitch chat is always just like the most insane. Everything is happening in there, and it's terrifying. Eurovision Twink contest. Well, no, because they got knocked out, so it won't be. I really like this. This was another one that I thought was a victim of poor production, but I would have thought they would have seen through that and sent it to the final, and they didn't. And that was really, really sad for me. What did you think?
Well, I didn't like this. It's too heavy for me.
I'm kind of surprised because, you know, it's more, obviously you're not like a big like rock and metal person, but this one felt a lot more, definitely at least a lot more than Feuerschwanz towards the kind of thing that you would like.
Mm. But yeah, no, it just wasn't for me. Someone said, "Does Jay have any good opinions?"
No, he doesn't. Um,
Someone said Taylor Swift is too heavy for Jay. Be quiet.
oh, Roy is probably sad. Yeah, this would be. I haven't actually seen what Roy thinks of Chef Sacher, but I imagine this is right up his alley. And there's a definite audience for this at Eurovision. It was one of the pre-show favorites. And again, it got binned. I think we're going to have to ban Fursona chat again because you guys really just can't help yourself. Every week we have this conversation. Every single week. We have to
my
say,
God.
stop talking about Fursonas. And every single week, you guys are at it again. Moving on. This song was so funny. This guy, imagine, right? Imagine, let me put cameras up. Imagine being a Nepo baby and writing a sad ballad about how difficult your life is because there's so much pressure because daddy is rich and famous and sent me to an expensive boarding school. This is just Emma Muscat.
And he didn't qualify.
And he didn't qualify.
Oh, that's what you get.
Like, oh my word. It's just the most insane thing to sing a sad ballad about. Like,
Yeah.
I was sitting there laughing my head off at this. Like, is this guy for real? Yeah. I just find it extraordinary. It also didn't go through. It is nauseating. Cry me a river, man. I'm sorry you feel so much pressure. You can have a little sob in your Lamborghini, I guess. Moving on. Okay.
Right.
Jay, you seem to actually like this. This one isn't too heavy for you, right?
Shut up. Right. This is the kind of music that I am really into. Like, kind of like electronic-y pop. Like, this just scratches something in my brain, and I really think Germany should send this. Like, I mean, they lost Cloudy June, so might as well send this. And I've even had one of my friends who has like he used to love Eurovision. He's kind of fallen out of like the loop now. But he sent me this song saying that he absolutely loves it.
Okay.
So yeah, I think this is the one for Germany.
I could definitely see it. Like, everyone's like, Jay is good again. Congratulations. You've won. Chat is back on your side.
Yay!
The thing about Baller is that this is the thing that's popular in Germany right now. Yes, I mean, even when, I used to live in Germany a few years ago, in a place with a triple-barreled name. Hence why I was ranting about the German TV license before. Honestly, all my homies hate the Rundfunkbeitrag. But yeah, no, 100%. This is so German. It's so... I think it's good because it's... someone said something Neubrüll. You're right. Künfmühl, Siegersdorf, Neubrüll. I'm not German, but I do speak German. In answer to your question, MRT. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked so badly here. Let me focus on the point I'm actually trying to make. There are certain stereotypes about German music, right? A lot of people that think German music, they might think like, I don't know, Rammstein. And it has to be angry and industrial and stuff. This is so German. And like, this is what we need. It makes me think a little bit of, sort of, it has a light sprinkling of people like Chiagu and Shirin David and people like that. Which is really nice. Kraftwerk as well for German music, like sort of techno, almost a bit like Red Sebastian kind of techno style, but I guess that's as Belgian as it is German. This, yeah, super German, super German. Yeah, the Shireen David. I don't know if I should go like Shireen David or if I should like try and Germanize it, okay? Listen, it's been a few years. I only just stopped saying servus. Like, you guys need to be nice to me. Someone says Bauchbeine Port. Yeah, that's a banger. That's the kind of thing. This isn't a million miles from that. That's why I love it so much. I think she was a little nervous. Jay, what the fuck? Jay, what was
Did you just
that?
see that?
Why did you just
What the heck?
What was that?
Hello?
Why did... Bro just randomly dropped some confetti. How did you do that?
What the hell? Sure. I don't know.
Yeah, everyone says congratulations, Jay.
I don't know what happened there.
God. Right, let me get back to my point. I think she was a little nervous. I didn't like the vocal performance. That said, as I said with the others, it'll probably be better in the final. You know, it's always better the second time. Someone says, if I see you in Basel, I'll speak to you in German. That's absolutely fine as long as it's not Swiss German. I don't have a clue what those guys are saying. Let's move on to the next song, unless you have anything else to say on this first.
Okay. 700 points in the jury. 1,200 points in the televote. It's coming first in the world, period.
Okay. So I think Jay likes the song. Someone says you are based. Congratulations.
Yay.
Gabe, would you understand Austrian German? Well, I lived in Bavaria, so probably. Like, I have friends here in London who are Austrian, and when they speak to me, I can understand them. Someone said something about die Tasse Kaffee und auch das Glas Wein trinke ich noch immer gerne mit dir. Schau mal herein. Oh. We love Helena Fischer, but sadly her time for Eurovision has passed. Moving on. I need to stop skipping forward because there's only like 5 seconds of each song. I think she had a nice voice. I was a bit surprised that it qualified.
Yeah.
Song was a bit boring. What are your thoughts?
It's a cute song, I guess. Not for Eurovision though. It's not competitive.
Yeah, I don't have much else to say about it, to be honest. There was a good bunch of songs in this selection that I just didn't really connect with all that much. This is one of them. Nothing wrong with it. By the way, I want to point something out, and Germans we'll talk about Empress in a second. I want to point something out. This staging, Germans in chat, this is a maypole, isn't it? Because I saw that and immediately I was like, this is a like artistic interpretation of a maypole. Saoirse Macken says, how many languages do you speak? Like 3 2/3, maybe. Great to meet you at Eurosong as well. Yeah, that's a maypole. Basically, that's like, how do I explain a maypole?
You kind of like dance around it, don't you?
Yeah, it's like a German traditional thing. So I quite like the, sort of the reference there. But at the same time, I wouldn't say, someone says not a maypole, reminds me more of a Slavic equivalent to that. Well, you do have those in Germany as well. If you go to Cottbus, you have the Sorbians. I don't know if you guys know this. There's like a really tiny Slavic language, Sorbian, that is spoken in very small parts of the area around Cottbus in like the very easternmost part of Germany. It's quite similar to Polish and Czech. Someone's saying maypoles are Swedish. Do I mean Maibaum? Yeah, sure. Anyway, the song, I don't know how much I like it. What do you think, Jay?
It's okay. Again, it's not competitive.
I thought it was trying to do Bond theme and it
just doesn't hit.
Unfortunately.
Oh well.
And this went to the final as well, by the way, because of course. Like a party in the sky. Bum 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 bum.
Okay. The staging I think is ridiculous. Like those two people just like kind of like floating there
You don't like the
looks
trapeze
insane.
astronauts?
It looks crazy. It looks they're just like floating around. Get them down.
It is, yeah, I do think it's very silly, the staging, and I find the song quite boring. But at the same time, I like the silly staging. Someone says check songwriters for this. Sure, let's have a look. What? Oh, for God's sake! Swedes! Always. Anders Retov, Julie Orgard. At least this one doesn't sound like Run to the Hills. At least it doesn't sound like Run to the Hills. They're everywhere. I will say, they do, like, these guys do make a positive contribution and they do come up with some great songs, but just the sheer volume, sometimes I'm like, someone else, please. Anyway, at least it wasn't Thomas Chison, as someone in chat points out. Run to the Hills is amazing. Right.
We could be lovers forever.
Do you reckon that one, by the way, do you reckon it was rejected from Melfest or something first? Maybe we shouldn't go there.
Maybe.
This song. By the way, this guy looks like the tennis player Sasha Zverev.
With a smile, nothing can stop.
I'm doing it. I'm getting the lyrics up.
Yeah.
This is awful, by the way. This was my least favorite. Someone says you can run, but you can't hide from us in the end. We Swedes are everywhere and always in the top. Yeah, to be fair. Yeah, you are. Right, where's the lyrics here? There must be in here somewhere.
Who's it written by first?
Who's it written by? Oh my God.
Why
4, 5,
is there
6,
so
7,
many?
8 people.
You really need that many people writing a song.
I'm going to Google it so I can find the lyrics.
Yeah, fire.
Thank you, Jarfrog, for that. Here we are. Nothing can stop love or stop the two of us from making time tonight. Nothing can break us when we got it on our side. I can see the future shining in your eyes. Nothing can stop us as long as we got love. Wow. That's such an important message. And you know, it's incredible. 8 people it took to write that. 8. 8. Did they do like one line each?
Probably, yeah.
Fire.
When you touch me, I'm in flames.
Just please. Okay, yeah, this was one of my least favorites.
Yeah. My least favorite.
And this just solidifies that.
This was not good. And it went to the final for some reason. How does it have 3.7 stars? Who is voting on this? You guys really can't be trusted to do anything right.
These days, 1 and 1 and 2. These days that we can't get through.
I respect this because it was different to most of the other stuff. Someone says Damiano David from Wish. That's mean.
Oh.
That's real mean. I can sort of see it, but it's still mean. Blink 182 got off. Why are you being you're all being so mean tonight? I feel like maybe I've enabled this. Can we stop bringing up Intelligent Music Project? It was okay. I didn't mind it. But yeah, we've heard this song a lot of times before, was my thought. What's your thought? Did someone seriously just say Intelligent Persona Project?
Oh. Okay. So I hate this. Because this reminds me of a game that I used to play on the PS2. It was a snowboarding game. And this song would play, well, something like this would play. And I'd get very annoyed.
Was it like SSX or something?
Yeah, it was
I knew it would be SSX.
SSX on tour. Yeah.
God, if you played SSX and Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 as a kid, you've heard loads of songs like this, and also it means you had a good childhood. In the meantime, that reminds me, I got to order ramen in like 25 minutes. Don't let me forget. In the meantime, someone said Intelligent Twig Project. And then someone said Intelligent Vaginal Walls Project. What have we unleashed in here tonight?
What's going on? Oh.
I feel like we're all, because I think I'm in a bit of a weird mood too. We're all just in like an odd mood tonight. We're all just losing our minds.
What's happening?
Right, with that, next up, Suri.
Drifting into the golden hour.
That last one was Cage. Didn't qualify, though the band did. Again, I thought this was quite boring. And she really, really does look like Suri. Like, it's uncanny. What do you think?
I liked this one.
I mean, it's not bad. I don't dislike it, but talk us through it.
Like, I like the beat. Period.
Thanks for that insight.
You're welcome.
Someone just said that I should throw you out of a window.
My window's wide open right now.
Really? It's like
Yeah.
3 degrees outside.
I like the cold. I miss Estonia.
Yeah, oh, I miss Estonia. Oh, it's so good. But
You know when I was in my room, I had my windows open the whole time.
you terrify me. The thing is with this, she has a really good voice, but the song, it doesn't work for me. There's the thing, because there's a few like this where I'm like, wow, this person has a really nice voice. And then there's just not the song to go with it, which is a shame. Overall, there's a few things I really liked about Chefsache and a few things I really didn't like. There were some good songs. The live band is an interesting touch that I actually didn't mind. I think some people disliked it, and it does make it means you got more moving parts in the mix, which is maybe a problem. There are some better songs in this than there have been in Germany, at least last year. We're not gonna, you had Oh Boy, but other than that, I really didn't think it was very good last year. So I think the lineup has improved. The results were really weird. Having an 100% jury semi-final is ridiculous. And I'm very suspicious of the fact that 2 clear favourites got chopped. Rob made some comments during the show, which made it sound like he selected the artist first, and then they could choose themselves what song they wanted to sing. That explains why almost all the songs are not competitive. Yeah. And the other thing, there's 14 songs here, right? 14, 15. Quite frankly, we could have done this in one show and just gone straight to a final. There wasn't need to put an extra show in there, and I don't really understand why we had this semi-final at all. It also took like 4 hours, right, to get this done. The gap
It should
between
not
the
have
songs.
taken that long.
We'd get like 2 songs and like 20 minutes. It was like Stefan Raab was trying to do San Remo. Like, it was really frustrating. And the ad breaks were like 10 minutes long each.
I'm glad I didn't watch this selection.
I watched it and I hadn't eaten my dinner beforehand. I got so angry after the fight when they went to another ad break after the final song had performed. Like the second ad break they went to before the results after the final song performed. I got so angry. I like stormed out. I went off and angrily cooked my pasta. I was like, you've hurt me enough, Stefan Raab. I can't do this anymore. Someone said Stefan Remo. Yeah, exactly. That's what it was.
Oh.
There was full on head loss in VC last night. How
I'm
did you
glad I
watch
wasn't
this?
there.
Didn't you have to pay to watch this? I'm glad you asked. So I have a VPN, and for some reason, and I don't quite know why, I haven't worked out how to cancel it yet. Basically, I wanted to watch Love Island Germany. To do that, I needed an RTL Plus subscription. So I have an RTL Plus subscription. What that means is I paid to watch this show.
Oh, Gabe.
That is the biggest L I've taken this whole season. I paid for this. I am a sponsor of this show. Stefan Raab Crimes, sponsored by ESC Gabe. And it turns out it was on ESC Plus anyway. Thanks so much, Carlos, by the way,
Gabe.
for the $1.99. They learned nothing from Lena, Lena, Michael, and Isaac. Quite. And Love Island Germany, by the way, I gave up on really quickly anyway, because it was just like a really low budget, not very good version of it. Which is a shame. Love is Blind Germany as well. Wasn't that great? It was better. Made it through the season. Someone said I got robbed. Yes, I did.
Oh my god.
Any last thoughts about Germany before we move on to... We'll finish with San Remo, so we'll do Poland next. I know you guys wanted us to talk a bit more about Poland. And yes, we're going to be talking about Poland next. Last thoughts. And who do you want to win?
I think we know who I want to win. Baller should win. Easy.
Mhm.
It should sweep all of the rest of the songs. Will I be tuning into the final? Maybe not. But oh well.
I will be. In fact, I'm going to tell you something.
Right.
About the final.
Mhm.
And this, guys, this is some exclusive news. I planned to go to the final of Chefsache ESC and do a vlog there, like we did with Estonia and Ireland, but I couldn't get tickets. Chefsache
They
ESC is on the same day as mine and my girlfriend's anniversary. I asked her, my girlfriend is German, for explanation here. I asked her, what do you want to do for our anniversary? And she was like, can we go to Chefsache ESC? If that isn't a sign that I am with the right woman, then I don't know what is. Find yourself somebody who wants to go to Chefsache ESC with you. That is true love. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, we're not gonna... here come the... What? He has a girlfriend messages? Yes, I know. I'm as surprised as you guys are. I don't know. She's like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I have no idea how I found her. Anyway, while I'm smiling like an idiot, let's all remember 2 weeks ago when I ordered ramen on stream and then and then she messaged me from the next room and was like, wait, you're getting ramen? And I was like, I'm really sorry, I already ordered it. Anyway, yes, she's probably not watching this at the moment because she's away in with her friends in Finland. So it's very late there. But if you're here, I love you. Anyway, let's talk about Poland while I smile like an idiot. So we're going back to the Misha Eurovision recaps. Imagine where we would be without Misha Eurovision recaps on this stream.
No one would be following Eurovision anymore. National final season would be hell.
Honestly, the backbone on which we all depend.
Exactly.
So I'm going to tease by saying I think I found my favourite song of national final season that's not going to Eurovision. It's in this show. Okay? My favourite song of national final season is in this show. And
I
you'll
can't
find
believe
out
it's not
when we
Tudor
get to it.
Bumbak's song.
Well, listen, Tudor Bumbak's in my heart, of course. Right, let's find this recap. Where is it? Song for Captain, Melody Festivalen. Here we go. Right, first. Wielki finał polskich kwalifikacji. Polish people in chat, was that decent? That wouldn't have been perfect, but I hope I got the pronunciation. Okay. Someone says, kuinka monta suomalaista täällä chatissa on? Suomi mainittu torilla tavataan. I'm sorry, I don't speak Finnish. I really wish I did. Someone said, how are you so good at this? I do speak a Slavic language, which helps. Because once you speak one Slavic language, a lot of the phonemes, then sort of slot into place. It's in the same way when I was learning. I went to many years ago a like summer school, like to learn Russian, and most of the people in the class were Polish. They were all amazing. They were so amazing at Russian because all of the like grammatical structures and stuff and things like aspect, which is a grammatical thing, which I literally cannot explain. It's extremely confusing. Polish people just get it because it's a structure in Polish as well. But yeah, for those asking, I speak Russian. Anyway, let's talk about Poland. Hitting play. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So this. Strong start, in my opinion. Now, I have some good things to say about this and some bad things to say about this. The good thing, I like the vibe. I like the kind of sounds that we're getting here. And I love some of the like traditional symbolism, the outfits, stuff like that. I will say I felt like it was a tiny bit disjointed. Like I kind of struggled to follow along with it, especially in the live performance. And for that reason, it kind of lost a little bit of its, sparkle for me. What about you?
I agree. Like it stood out to me, especially first in the running order. Like it really caught my attention. But also, as you said, it's quite disjointed.
Okay, I'm going to need everyone. Can we stop comparing literally everything to the Intelligent Music Project? This is like the time someone compared Vesna to D-Moll. Like, come on, people. There's comparisons and then there's comparisons. And if I see the words vaginal walls in that chat one more time this evening, I'm going to lose my shit. Yes, someone really did compare Vesna to D-Moll. There's a famous Eurovision tweet from Lou, but not Irish Lou, the other Lou on Eurovision Twitter, which was like, we need to limit people to one comparison today because why did I just see someone compare Vesna to D-Moll? Anyway, no, don't say Intelligent D-Moll Project. And also, to the Finns in chat, I love you very much, but I'm going to have to act like I don't understand what you're saying, and we can't moderate. We don't have Finnish moderators, so we can't moderate the chat in Finnish. So I'm going to have to ask you to speak in English, if that's okay. Gabe just put the fries in the bag. I've got an English language 2 mock tomorrow morning. It's a mock. Doesn't matter. Anyway, that's bad advice, actually. Don't listen to me.
Very bad advice.
Let's move on. Oh, I do think that song was really cool. Sorry. Right. Let's move on. Oh, that was it. Okay. I found that second song. Wait, someone said, not the blackface guy. What did he do? What do you mean, the blackface guy?
He was the one that did blackface, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I would presume so, but is this another case of, like, your face sounds familiar? Because like 90% of these they did it on Your Face Sounds Familiar. Well, look, he didn't. Intelligent Racism Project. Come on!
Guys.
Stop! Jeez, you people. A third blackface has hit Eurovision 20. Is this the third? It's like the 5th or 6th at this point. In any case, he didn't win and he didn't come in the top 3. So, away it goes. I thought this song was quite generic.
It doesn't do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Very boring.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it was dull. I'm just going to quickly pop out because the next song is Justina, but I think there's a couple of things I want to look at in the performance, so I'm going to get the actual thing out. By the way, 2 million views on the Eurovision channel in 8 days. By the way, because you'll notice this with every Polish Eurovision entry, it gets so many views. We really are overdue, a Polish win in Eurovision, because the interest in Poland is massive. Massive. And like they've hosted
huge
Junior
diaspora.
Eurovision, 2 times, 3 times? They've won it a bunch of times. They're really good. I mean, if you look at especially the superheroes that won Junior Eurovision, that would have done great in the adult contest as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to see them win Eurovision one day. This won't be the song. I'm just going to mute it for a second. A few things. Firstly, love the upper body strength. I cannot do this. I would have done a Alina Nechaeva and collapsed onto the stage. One other thing, though. Justina, respectfully, you are an extraordinary artist. I respect everything you've done in your career. Please remove this dance move. What is that?
No, keep it.
Girl
I
is
think she
just
should
like-
keep it.
Row the boat. Just keep rowing. Keep rowing the boat.
She's working that.
Someone says it's camp. Yes, it's very, very, very camp. I just think it's a little silly. At the same time, I kind of love, like, Justyna Styczkowska has obviously been massive in Poland for a really, really long time. I think you can see, like, from her vocal control and stuff in this song, how good she is, like, technically. And this song does show it up, even if it is, as someone just said in chat, it's a little bit messy. I think this is great. I think she's great. One thing I would say about this national final performance, I wonder, and I don't think she said anything about this publicly, I wonder whether she had a little bit of problems with her in-ears. And the reason I say that is, on a couple of occasions, she was slightly out of time. And, okay, people are saying, yeah, she did. That makes sense, because she was out of time, and yeah, that was odd. But what that means is we haven't seen the best of this yet. I think this is it's not gonna win Eurovision, but I think it'll jump up the odds a little bit when we see a performance that goes off perfectly, right? Like, because she can sing this like it's the studio cut every single time. When it's perfect, I think there's a lot of potential, and we could see this in the top 10. What do you think?
I mean, with how much is going on with even just the national final performance, like, I think something big will happen at Eurovision. And I think this will get around, I'd say top 15 for now.
Yeah, I think that's adequate. At least top 15. I love how I'm seeing the most insane stuff in chat now. These messages directly followed each other. Grzegorz said, intelligent earpiece problem project. Immediately followed by Streamer, who says, can someone explain what a monsusi is? This truly is the coverage that you will get nowhere else. This is absolutely mad. Yeah, I think this will be a great Eurovision entry. The ESC gay brain rot is at its peak tonight. Honestly, yes. Intelligent monsusi project.
I used to love this stream.
You have to be in the Discord to get that reference.
Yeah.
So make sure
people
to
know.
join the Discord server if you want to enter into the most, like, sort of Thunderdome Discord server of all time. There's so much going on in there at all times. I never know where to start. Links in the description. Eurotowerly, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships on YouTube. Don't forget that if you get a tier 2 or higher membership on YouTube, or if you get a tier 2 or higher membership on Patreon, you get videos a day early. You will get them on the Thursday evening instead of the Friday when we're on our regular schedule. Because of how long these vlogs take to put together, we're a little bit off of that now. We will still try to give vlogs to people a day early, though. We did manage to do it with the Irish one. We'll hopefully do it with the Estonian one as well. The Discord server scares me for real. Yeah, me too.
Someone in chat just said, intelligent racist child support demo JSC to the Bumbak project.
What is going on
What
here? What
happening?
How did child support? Oh, child support. That's Intelligent Music Project. JOC.
Please don't.
Let's move on. Right, next on Miracle by Tinsky. Everyone in chat, take a little deep breath for 1 second.
I'll take the leap, even though I'm not invincible.
I found it a little bit boring again.
Yeah,
Did you have a thought? Was it similar? Was it different?
it's just black and white, isn't it? That's just the staging.
It's
This, mm,
it's a nothing burger.
no, yeah,
It's a nothing burger. It's a decent national final song. But yes, as Norski says, it's a yawn fest. Gary asks, where was Alina? I had the same question. Everyone's just basically putting whatever they want to say in between the words intelligent and project. Let's move on. Let It Burn by Daria Marks. No relation to Carl, I don't think. Oh, I went too late there. We get these kinds of songs, don't we? Where you get the kind of dramatic, booming woman's voice kind of song.
yeah.
I think I love her hair. I think she looks really cool. I actually like the image a lot. And her
Giving
voice,
Ariel.
really good. Yeah, actually, giving Ariel. You're right. Intelligent communism project. I don't know why. I'm not surprised about any of this anymore. The entire chat is just destroyed. There's nothing happening. It's just intelligent project. This chat is never in the safety zone. Indeed, JS Granks. It's more Poison Ivy than Ariel. Yeah, I can see that as well. Yeah, this was pretty cool. I loved her voice. I just think the song was not quite there. Someone says it's not her usual music style. I don't know much about her, so Hyped Star 3, if you could tell us a little bit more about what her kind of music usually is. That said, I thought she gave a good account of herself if it wasn't her usual type of music. What do you think, Jay?
She also got last place, and she only got 647 votes from the televote. So,
Oh, Daria. Oh. That's very sad. That's very, very sad.
yeah.
EDM. Oh, she usually does EDM. To be honest, I think it would have been more interesting if she'd done EDM. Oh well.
Yeah. Come back. We'll workshop that.
Yeah. Let's have a think. Like, she should come back and do EDM. That'll be loads of fun. She came second in 2022 selection. There we go. So she does have some history. Very quickly before we move on to the next song, I'm about to talk about a song that I am obsessed with right now. Make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch. Remember, if you want that message on Twitch, on screen, you can go and watch on Twitch instead of on YouTube. But wherever you are, we're very happy to have you. Things have been crazy the last few weeks, and we're really, really grateful for all the support. Like I said, probably 75% of the people watching right now are not subscribed and not following. If you can do that right now, we will be super, super grateful. Now
Please.
Let's talk about the best song ever. Her aura. The aura of this woman. The aura of this woman. I don't even know where to start with this. I don't know where to start with this. I almost didn't have time to listen to everything for this stream because I was just listening to this over and over again. This is great. I love this. It's clicked for me so hard. I'm actually really relieved it clicked for me after the show rather than before, because if it had clicked for me before, I would have been so sad when it lost. Like, just the energy that this has. And the fact this group got banned in Belarus. I'm just imagining, like, Alexander Lukashenko sitting in a chair, like, veins bursting out on his forehead. Being like, why would the Podlachians do this? Why would they do this? Just so good. It is amazing. And I really love this. This taps into some sounds I really like. It reminds me a little bit, for some reason, of there's a song by a Ukrainian song by Probase and Hardy. It's called Dobrого Večera, my z Ukrainy. This reminds me of that a little bit. and I love that song. Someone says, why not discuss India, Gabe? India is not in the Eurovision Song Contest. I don't know how to break this to you. Yeah. Shout out to like the 2 people in chat, by the way, who were like, yes, Pro Basin Hardy. Podlachian is actually based off Belarusian. Yes. Fen, we're going to talk about Portugal in a minute. But yeah, I thought this was so cool. And like, it's one of my favorite things that happens in Eurovision when you have a, I'm trying not to laugh at chat. I'm trying to make a serious point, but I just keep looking at chat and you're all just...
Looking at chat is dangerous
Yeah.
now.
Right now is really funny. Like when you get something which comes from this sort of really niche background and, you know, from a language that is classed as endangered, right? This is the kind of thing we need. And the fact it got so much support from the televote, I have some serious respect for these guys for the fact the only thing that stopped them from getting to Eurovision was literally one of like the biggest possible powerhouses that you could have ending up in this competition. And
They should come back.
yes, like this
Fully.
song was just like I said, the aura, unreal. Sorry, Jay, what's your opinion? I've been yapping for like 5 minutes about this now. Hit me with it. I'm gonna order some ramen while you're doing that.
Yes. I really like this song. We agree on something for once, Gabe.
Finally,
How's that?
It only took us 1 hour 41 minutes. I think this is the first time.
This song is really, I'm a sucker for like funk, and especially like funk with lyrics in different languages. This just, it's it's really good. When I was listening to this yesterday for the stream, I was like, oh my god, like this is excellent.
It hits, doesn't it? It just hits.
It hits.
I feel really annoyed that I think I slept on it a little bit in general. And, you know, I'm actually really glad that last week there was a bunch of Polish viewers in chat. If you're Polish and you're in chat right now, like, this is your moment to start yelling. Say hello. I want to see you guys because I'm so grateful that you guys last week were like, hey, you haven't talked about Poland much. I'm so glad that you sort of made me turn around and go, okay, let's have another look at this. Because if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have got us into this. Oh my God, there's loads of you. Cześć!
Oh my god.
The whole chat's full of people were like, Poland mentioned! Yes!
They were all hiding, and now they're here.
Oh my God. Listen, the thing is, right, I narrowly missed out on being Polish because of the way the Polish nationality law works. Anyone who's a direct descendant of somebody living in what became the territory of the Polish Republic in 1921 is automatically Polish. It's not like you apply for citizenship. You notify them of your existence and they go, oh, well, you're a citizen. Here's a passport. Unfortunately, my family left just a little bit too early, which means I'm not eligible. But if you guys want to adopt me anyway, then please do. Everyone's like, one of us. Indeed, yes.
One of us.
I have some, one day I am going to go. I have some family members who are buried in Lublin. And I did some tracing back using Ancestry. And the best guess we have is that I have family from, that they were living in probably one of like the Jewish villages that existed in Nasielsk and in the vicinity of Warsaw. And then the family went to Latvia, to Riga, to get on a boat and came to the UK. We'll adopt you when you learn how to say, hey, Monsieur, you're okay. Sorry, I will do it. I'll learn this week. Somebody is saying that Poo Enjoyer is spamming in chat. Okay, I'm going to say a brand new sentence. Moderators, can you please ban Poo Enjoyer? Thank you. We have a lot to get through, and we still haven't talked about San Remo yet, and it's 9:45 p.m. So I'm going to quickly order my beef brisket ramen.
Order that ramen.
Because it'll take like an hour to get here anyway, because there's no takeouts near where I live at all. I'm gonna need like I'll get me a Coke Zero. I'm gonna need it after this stream as well. We're not sponsored by Coca-Cola, by the way. Although speaking of sponsorships, very quickly, because I'm actually really curious to know what you guys think of. I've got an offer.
Yes.
We've had an offer come through. I'm going to quickly go. This is a quick interlude. I promise, by the way, we're going to get through everything. We're going to stay on until after 10 and go through everything we promised to get through. I had an offer come through this week from a very standard YouTube sponsor. And the offer was basically to do 2 10 to 15 minute segments during a stream. And I'm not going to say which one of you is right, but one of you has already said the sponsor, and it's not the Intelligent Sponsor Project. How would you guys feel if there was like a 10-minute segment where it's like, on 2 successive streams where one is like, okay, we're ordering this thing. The next thing is, oh, now let's look at what we got. Is that the kind of thing that you'd be happy for us to do? Because I don't want it to be too intrusive, right? But at the same time, these kinds of things do help us. People are generally saying, I'm seeing lots of yeses, but also lots of nos. And some people saying, if it helps, it's just something to think about. I haven't made a decision yet because I don't want to compromise the the feel of the stream too much, right? But it was a serious amount of money as well. So yeah. And there was commission as well, actually. Maybe ask to shorten it a bit. Maybe I'll go back to them. I'll see what we can do. And and I guess we could, we can try and make it entertaining, right? In any case, we'll think about it We'll think about it this week, and maybe we can do it in a few weeks' time, right? Someone says 10 to 15 minutes is longer than a TV ad break. Yes, that is true. I'll think about it. But I just wanted to bring that up now because I wouldn't want to drop it all on you suddenly in a future stream with no notice. Just be like, hey, so now we're doing this for 15 minutes. Because that would presumably make everyone be a bit like, huh. But just so you know, if I choose to accept it, there'll be a thing in the description of the stream so you guys know it's coming. If anyone knows how to set up a poll on Twitch or YouTube and is a moderator, go ahead and do that. In the meantime, we should keep going because we have a lot still to talk about.
Yes.
Right. Intelligent poll project, indeed.
Okay. This one...
I'm not a big fan of it, I'm afraid. It's not for me. It's just, again, it's another one of these kind of nothing burger ballads, right? Let's speed through a little bit just because we haven't even talked about Italy yet. God, that's a big one. All right, go to check out. I forgot to order my ramen and the place closes at 10, so I only have 12 minutes. Right, play the next song while I'm doing this. Same problem again, in my opinion. What do you think?
This one is okay, but nothing stands out too much. Not breaking any boundaries. It's just a safe song.
And the same for this one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's wow, you're singing a ballad with a single dancer somewhere else on the stage. Cool.
How revolutionary.
This, look, okay, right. Welcome back, Sabrina Carpenter. Your nachos have been reheated.
Right. This song, I actually kind of like.
I don't mind it. I just can't I can't help but look at her and go.
That's Sabrina.
Someone said
that's really her.
Someone said Sabrinka Karpentierska. Indeed.
Who is Dina, and why did she say "I hate you"? What?
Who? Me or Jay? Or both of us?
No, on the screen. Oh, it's gone now.
Dina. Oh yeah, Dina, I hate
Dina,
you.
I hate you.
It's like, I don't know. It's like slept with her ex or something. Who knows? Nextly? What?
Nextly. Wow.
I'm just gonna play the song. Oh, was that it?
Oh.
This was wildcarded in, and then it came third. I'm a bit confused as to why it was wildcarded in, because I don't think it's very good. It's a bit boring.
Yeah.
Maybe some of the many polls in chat can explain to me if this guy is like well known in Poland. In the meantime, I'm going to try and read this extremely extended version of Sabrina Carpenter. Sabrina Karszpentierskiewski. Was that good?
Wow.
Oh, it was not
That sounded
wildcarded.
good.
Was I thinking of a different song? Oh, Teo was wildcarded. Okay, right. That's my fault.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yes. Okay, I get it. Teo was the wild card. I'm sorry. I apologize to the great and proud nation of Poland. This was boring as well, but it came third. I would have liked to see something more interesting. Apparently, Dominic was on The Voice. Any overall thoughts before we move on? I thought the production was good, and it was really refreshing, and I bet Polish Euro fans will agree with me, to see a national final in Poland for the first time in years that, number one, wasn't a weird half-internal selection. Number two, wasn't rigged to stop Jan from winning. And number three was like, it was properly in the public's hands. And TVP were super transparent about all of this. Like, what a massive step forward for Polish Euro fans. I'm so happy for you guys, seriously.
That's growth. Like, that's kind of how you recover from those allegations.
Yeah.
Like, they actually handled it quite well.
Someone said in chat, Jan Nitschos, I don't know how to say the name of the artist. Is it Nitschos and Zvada? Is that how you say it? But a collab between them and Jan. That would be amazing. I would love that. Under 2 hours with 11 songs as well. Efficient. Very efficient. Speaking of efficient, we're off to Italy. Now.
Great.
Let's go to fifth night and go to total overall result. Now, we're not going to listen to all 30 songs because that would be a little bit too much. Let's look at the final five first. The winner, Oli, Balorda Nostalgia. Now, Oli has had a bit of a chaotic day yesterday. He posted a video on Instagram of him lip-syncing a song that included the N-word and then immediately dropped out of Eurovision. He's not going to Eurovision.
Oh, what a mess.
Indeed. What a mess. He did what? Yes, indeed. It's unfortunate. Let me get a... again, I just go to the recaps every time. Sanremo... You know what? I'm going to see if, like... let's go Sanremo recap. And I'm just going to pause. I'm going to flick through and find our boy Ollie in here somewhere. There's so many people in here I could talk about. Ollie, here he is. Just to remind you of what it's like. Jay, what did you think of this song?
Honestly, like, it was okay. Like, I know some people were like, oh my god, this is such a good song. But I didn't really care for it. I didn't look into, like, the lyrics in English, though, so maybe that has something to do with my opinions on it.
So,
But
go on, sorry, I think I cut you off. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
it kind of just felt like he was yelling at me, you know?
I disagree, actually. This has grown on me a little bit. I think there was a lot of kind of very... and I'm very interested to hear from Italians in the chat, by the way, about what they thought of Sanremo this year, because it was definitely a really different direction to what it was like when Amadeus was running the show. I think he has a really nice voice. That huskiness is really good. At the same time, I found that there was a lot of, I would have liked to see, there was a lot of artists who have previously done something a bit different, a bit more interesting, who came in and did Italian sort of standard ballads. That Nenolante says, Italians thought it was boring. That is the thing that I was wondering, because we had a lot, and I was listening to all of the songs earlier. There was a lot of ballads. A lot. And yeah, it was just a little much. He's homophobic, yet dresses like every queer rugby player ever. So what B is referring to is there was a series of basically when Ollie was 18, 19, he did some of his he like did a rap or something at a live event which contained some homophobic and sexist lyrics. He then later was like, that was really stupid of me, you know, and I apologize for that. Fair enough. He had to address it during San Remo week, but then he went and lip synced the N word. So now I'm a bit like, well, now you've undone it. Let's continue. So second place, Lucio Corsi. Volevo essere onduro. My Italian pronunciation is probably not very good. Let's find him. There he is. This is, of course, the Eurovision entry.
Diceva mamma ed io cadevo giù dagli alberi.
So, Jay, how do you feel about this as a Eurovision entry and as a song?
I found it boring. Sorry.
So, go on.
Like, it's okay. So my favorite Italian ballad is Due Vite, right? For me, this comes nowhere near Due Vite. And yeah, I know some people that this song has like a cult following of like, I've seen some people on my timeline being like, "Oh my God, this is amazing," but I don't see it.
I understand why some people are really into this, because the thing is, right, if that kind of, like I say, the kind of, it's very much in the kind of Italian sort of musical pantheon, I guess. And this song does have a cult following. For me personally, I tweeted what I thought about this the other day. I'm gonna put my tweet on screen now. And by the way, it was Corey on Twitter who did the Twinken Park tweet. That was the one. So that was Corey. Shout out to Corey. Where is my tweet? Because it sums me up what I think about this. Here we are. Let me just close my direct messages so none of you can see that. And there. As you can see, it's not going to be my favorite of the year, but it's a beautiful song, and Lucio is a great artist who deserves this opportunity. That's my personal feeling. Yeah. I pretty much agree with that. Still, I don't get it personally. I understand the appeal, but it's just not quite to my style. I don't know what you guys think of that, though. So if anyone has strong opinions either way, let me know. I really loved how humble he was when he made his thing. What's the word? When he accepted Eurovision, he put out this really lovely post. And I just thought it was really sweet. Let's go on to third place. Actually, before we do, how do we think it's going to do at Eurovision?
Because it's Italy, I'm tempted to say, but it's not like, oh, I don't know. For some reason, I don't think it's getting top 10. Maybe mid-table.
I think it could still just sneak into the top 10, you know. There's a lot of people who really like this kind of music. There's a reason why the really sort of classy Italian style does so well in Eurovision every year. Basically, I feel like you could if you take Due Vite and take 50 points off from the jury in the televote, you've still got about, what, 200 overall? 220 overall? I think that's a realistic result for this. That's top 10. It's not high in the top 10, but it's in the top 10. It will probably be their worst result in recent times, but the bar is so insanely high that,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the thing is with Italy is that because of the way Sanremo is, you're almost always going to get something good at the end. I will say one thing that always is an argument every year, and yes, I'm going to step on this particular, what's the word? Wire, third rail. Every year there's an argument which goes, it starts by someone saying that Sanremo is a national final, or saying, oh, this song from Sanremo is the wrong choice for Eurovision. And then, in response, Sanremo isn't a national final. Sanremo is its own thing. Now, everyone who has this argument, have you all considered that actually you're all correct? Sanremo things can be more than one thing, right? Here's my final and only opinion on this. Things can be multiple things. Sanremo is its own thing. It's got a rich, beautiful history, and it's a vital. No, don't worry, Wibliams. I did order ramen. Don't worry. It's a vital and essential part of the Italian cultural scene, right? But the way I always say it, and you'll notice if you go back to my previous videos, I usually describe it in the following way. Sanremo, the Italian music festival that also serves as the mechanism for selecting an entry for Eurovision. By definition, yes, it is also a national selection. Now, of course, it's more than it's its own thing, and it's more than that for Italians, and that's fine. I just think we don't really need to keep having this same conversation where we're like, it's not a national selection. Don't be ridiculous. It's both, and that's fine. It can be two different things, and that's all right. And I think it's totally fine, whether you're Italian or an international fan, it's totally fine to watch it because you love Sanremo for what it is. And it's also totally fine to watch it because you want to know, because you're thinking, oh, one of these songs is going to go to Eurovision. And I think the element of it which attaches it to Eurovision, even if it's a loose bond, as we saw, the winner this year isn't going. It happened a few years ago as well, where the winner didn't go when Francesca Michelin went. Mm-hmm. And, that connection, I think, does make it special in some ways, because Sanremo and Eurovision, Eurovision came from Sanremo in many ways. They are inextricably linked together. I think it's quite poetic that they have this link. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to say, oh, it's a national selection like any other. It's not, obviously. But there's, I feel like we should celebrate that link and celebrate the essential role that they have in each other's development to differing extents. And, rather than, we don't need to be tribal about this, Now, I'm just finding third place, which was Brunori Sass, aka Simon from Wee Wee Blogs. Literally, I'm gonna get a picture of Simon from Wee Wee Blogs up, because this guy looks exactly like Simon from Wee Wee Blogs. Right. I need to actually turn it to the right thing. There we go. Okay, that isn't a good photo of Brunori Sass. Where are you, Brunori Sass? There he is. Right, Brunori Sass. There. Now, Simon from Wee Wee Blogs. You can't tell me that these two people are not the same man. Have you ever seen Brunori Sass and Simon from Wee Wee Blogs in the same room? No, you haven't. I'm just saying, where was Simon from Wee Wee Blogs during Sanremo week? Do we know where he was? Because if we don't, this is him.
Well, isn't Simon Danish?
Is he? He claims to be. Maybe he's Italian. He's been Italian all along.
Oh my god. Not the conspiracy theories.
Honestly. Someone said, and now, someone said, have you seen ESC Gabe and Duncan Lawrence in the same room?
No, we haven't. Exactly.
I knew this one. I knew that was coming. As soon as I started talking about lookalikes, every time. The song, unfortunately, is another. It's just a bit boring. I didn't really engage with it particularly well.
Yeah.
Someone said Gabe is Hannah Montana.
Well, yes.
There's some people talking about lyrics, saying, "Did you read the lyrics?" I'm gonna have a little look
No.
now, because people are asking. Where's the translation option? Oh, no one's done it. Okay, I'm just gonna stick them in Google Translate then. Give me a moment.
Oh, that's. Do you really want to do that?
I don't know what to expect here. Nobody spoil it for me. I have absolutely no idea what to expect here. Okay, so here we are. Lyrics. So the song is called The Walnut Tree. Oh, I accidentally ran to the bottom. So I'm reading through it now. See, this is the thing, right? Italians really know how to write, like, deep songs.
Mm.
So this last bit, so these wonderful curls have grown too fast, and now I see you walking with your little hand in your mother's, and all this happiness maybe I can bear. Is this about... Am I right in saying, because that made me sound like it's a song about a child, something, but not a songwriter. There we go. It's a song about his daughter. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I did see a comment on I think it was the stream last week about some of the reason why the songs did really well. These top songs, and we're going to come on to this, especially with the fifth place song, which we'll talk about in a moment, which actually, I won't get emotional, but I'll explain, and it will make sense to all of you when I explain. The lyrics in Sanremo this year, some of them were really, really gorgeous, and this is another example of that. We're going to number 4, Fedez. Now, Fedez, if I'm not mistaken, you guys, was a controversial one, right?
Yep.
And Jay, do you know why it was controversial?
He cheated on his wife, right?
Now, why would you do that, Fedez? And in any case, he came fourth. This is what his song sounds like. So
It's a shame that he's crusty because I do quite like the song.
it's a shame that he's crusty. What a way to describe it.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, I find it a little better in, wow, yeah, Brat microphone, someone says, you're right. It's better in studio, you're right, but it's a little shoutier. I'm Steven says, okay, but he's hot. That doesn't mean he gets to cheat. That's not how these things work. Krusty Krab, I don't like this. Yeah, I'm getting a real anger from the chat at this. No one seems to like it. I like the intensity, but it is a little shouty for me. At least he didn't destroy any flowers on stage. Yes, indeed. Stabby Blanco, you are here with us. Steven says, I made an observation. I mean, that's one way of putting it. Now, let's move on from Cheaty Man to Simona Cristici, who came 5th. Now, ordinarily, wow, 2.6 stars. Ordinarily, this wouldn't have been my thing at all. And I'm going to sort of bear everything a little bit for a moment here. I first heard this song. It was on the Tuesday of Sanremo week. So last week or the week before, was it? Last Tuesday. I just got home from the funeral of a family member who had struggled in their later years with exactly the kinds of things that this song is talking about. And for that reason, it hit really, really, really hard. Really hard. In a way that it could not possibly have hit if it hadn't been that day, that evening, that song at that time. And it was actually quite cathartic in some ways. And I cried a lot. So I feel grateful that this song was here. I know it wasn't necessarily everyone's favorite, but I feel grateful. And seeing the standing ovation that this got and seeing the room in tears, I thought it was really gorgeous and it meant a lot to me. And I'm really glad I heard it. And that's what I think of this. I don't really want to critique it because for me, that's the takeaway. That's always going to be the takeaway of this. And I'm just very happy that, and I know there was a little bit of controversy because Simona wasn't very nice about Amadeus, the previous head of show. But this was really, this hit me in a place that I am glad it hit. And everything else, his ego, all the stuff, the controversy, the interviews and everything, for me is going to be irrelevant, basically, no matter what. Because, this was special for me. That's all I really have to say about that song, to be honest. And I don't really want to listen to it again, because it's one of those things. If I listen to it again, I'll just get emotional again, because that's obviously also raw. But sometimes, this is one of those things. Sometimes these kinds of things can really, hit you. And this did. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about shows like this, not just Sanremo, but in general. When you watch national selections and Eurovision and stuff, one thing that does happen is you come into contact with so much new music, so rapidly, right? So when something makes you stop and really connects with you personally in some way, I think that's really, really a really beautiful thing. I remember watching... a friend of mine, Renata, eSports on YouTube, I remember watching her reaction to Paskana by Sara Sipola last year. And she was in tears by the end of it. And it's that kind of thing. Sometimes it does happen. You listen to something that really connects to you. I just think that's really beautiful when that kind of thing happens. And so I feel grateful to have had that happen in this show. So... thanks, Italy. Let's change the mood slightly. We're going out of the top 5 now, which means we're not going to go through all of the songs because there's just too many. So, Jay, did you have a couple of highlights that you wanted to go back to? Because I'll find those now.
Yes.
And you can talk us through them.
Yes, I did. Okay, so Gaia's song.
Gaia. Let me find Gaia in here. They call me Gaia. Where are you, Gaia? There's so many songs in this show. That's Elodie. That's not Gaia. Lucia Corsi, Fedez, Chablo. Gaia. Here we are, Jay.
Yes.
Let's play a little clip to remind everyone. One of my favorites too, I have to say. Tell us why you liked it so much.
Not for the lyrics, I'll tell you that much. We went through those last week. But this song is just it's very summery, it's very vibey, and songs like this are really my style,
I can see that for you. Quickly,
very upbeat.
Just quickly, I wouldn't usually interrupt, but Missia Eurovision is in chat right now and just said, "Hi guys, we love watching Game J's reactions from time to time." Everyone in the YouTube chat at Missia Eurovision and give them the most love. We stand on their shoulders. We stand on their shoulders.
Oh my God.
All
Right.
of you
I
right
have to
now.
bow. I
Everyone
have to-
say thanks, Monsieur Eurovision. I promise I will learn how to say your name properly. And chat is giving you the love you deserve right now.
That's incredible.
Now, back to this. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about this before I go on to one that I wanted to highlight?
Yes. Okay. So the first time I heard this song, because it was first in the running order on the Tuesday.
Hmm.
I was watching it here with my brother, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is so good!" Like, and we really thought that Sanremo was just going to be like amazing this year.
And then things went off
And
a
it,
little bit after that.
yeah.
Right. I'm going to show one that I really liked now. We'll do two each,
Yep.
shall we?
Okay.
This one probably won't surprise you all that much. These guys, the colours, every year, banger, every time. I honestly love the colours' commitment to just delivering like the best disco song ever, every year.
Yeah.
Like, I love these guys. I absolutely love these guys. What do you think? It's great. It's so much fun. I listened to this earlier today and I was like, yes. Oh, that's a
Yeah,
good
this
point.
song
The
is-
Poles are coming back because these guys are massive in Poland.
Oh, really?
So the Poles right now are about to have. This is like we're talking about. Justina all over again. Absolutely great. What did you think?
This song is just so much fun. So on the first night, I didn't get to this song because I tapped out at like song 20. So I actually missed this. But then I watched it back the morning after, and I was like, this is great. It's so much fun.
It's just.
So yeah.
I wish we had a bit more like this. Like I really love the ballads are good. There's a place for them. I just felt there was a few too many of them, and I would have loved to see more from this. Would you like to say another song that you would like to talk about?
Clara's song,
Clara.
Febre.
Let's find Clara. There she is. She borrowed Johanna from 2009's dress. All right, here we go. Sinceramente vibes a little bit, don't you think?
Can you see why I like this?
It's very up your street. Would you like to tell us
Yeah.
about it?
So, this song, I love this song so much. It's not my favorite. My favorite is Gaia's song, but this is my like, I'd say second favorite of the selection. When I first heard this, I was like, "Oh my God, this is great!" And then I saw like when the detailed rankings came out, I was like, "What the hell? This got like 20th." I don't understand. Sometimes Sanremo has the wildest rankings.
There's a lot of people in chat asking about what to talk about next, and we were talking about shock results. I'm going to talk about the song that came sixth, and in the room they were so shocked and appalled by the fact it came sixth that there was booing. There was massive, massive booing. You've all been asking for me to talk about this, and yes, it is time. We're going to find it in the player, and just so people can listen to it again, which was Georgia with La Chiara per me, and there it is. There. Wow, okay. You guys really had to cut that one down, huh? What a gorgeous voice, firstly. What a stunning voice. There's a certain depth, right, that to it that I just think is really stunning. This is such a classy performance. So, what's the word? Elegant.
Yeah.
I thought it was. I'm really stunned this didn't get in the top 5. I mean, it was the favourite to win. And I think it was a real shame that at least she didn't get into that top 5. What did you think?
I think she deserved to be in that top 5 easily. I don't know who I would have replaced. Actually, yes, I do.
Go ahead. Let me get the top 5 up on screen so people know. Okay, here are your top 5 to replace. Who would it have been?
It would have been okay. Don't kill me, guys. It would have been Bru.
Bruno Risas.
Yeah.
You know what? It's really mean that you would say that about Simon from Wee Wee Blogs.
No. Don't do that to me.
But people are saying, yeah, Oge, second chance contest winner. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
I really think this, yeah, and it would have been nice to see this at Eurovision as well. It's a shame. It is a real shame. Let's have some overall thoughts, because my ramen is on the way. So we have to finish the stream in the next 17 minutes.
Oh, God. Okay.
Overall thoughts, and Italians in chat, in a word now. If you're Italian and you're in this chat, I want you to say right now, in a word, do you think that this Sanremo was better or worse than what Sanremo was like when it was under the direction of Amadeus? One word, just say yes or no. Go now. Because if the result is what I think it is, then I'm going to be on the same page as you guys. Yes, I can see the answers all coming in now. Basically, everyone is saying worse.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. It was still a classy show. It was nicely put together. There were some really good songs in here, and we've spoken about some of our favourites. It felt like a show with less edge. You know what I mean? Like, I really liked how Sanremo in the past few years had this little bit of, sort of, well, as I said, a little bit of edge to it, right? Like, La Noia had an edge to it.
Yes.
And I missed that this year a little. And that was, it was a shame. I mean, it was good that it was a little more efficient in its runtime. But I just kind of wish we had a slightly bolder selection of songs. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there was plenty available in there. At least we didn't have John Travolta dancing around.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That video of him dancing.
And looking extremely confused.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know, I had to scour the internet for that video.
Oh, when we needed it for the iceberg, yeah. Someone says in chat, Pouring the Milk says, Amadeus found the perfect compromise between classic and fun for the young crowd. Yes, that's what I think. I feel we've leaned towards classic. And I think we need the balance. Because for me, part of, and Missia Eurovision says, comparing the top 5 from last year to this one is such a downfall. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Yeah, I would have liked something a little more. We need more oomph next year, Italy, okay? Now, far from me to tell you how to run a music show. You guys have been doing this for a very long time. But I just need, I need some edge. I need, the Giolia stuff, for example, last year.
Yes.
It was controversial. It was a little bit outrageous at times. But it gave it this, that kind of thing gives these shows this personality that really adds to it. Part of the joy of Sanremo is the drama. Because there's always drama. The after party's getting evacuated for bomb threats. And the whole Giolia, what was it? Vote for Giolia, get a free sandwich. All that kind of stuff. And then him, when he loses, hanging out of a window in Naples, being like, I was robbed. Love it. Love it. Give me the drama. It was almost too clinical.
You just want to watch reality TV.
Yes, I love reality TV. I love reality TV. You missed the rumor of 2 singers that had sex backstage. What?
Huh?
Or Elodie mad during the final. Elodie, and there's a interview circulating where she's saying no matter what female singers do, it's not good enough. That was the other thing is I would have really loved to see, there was an imbalance away from female singers this year, and I would have liked to see more female singers in the top. Obviously, this year, hopefully, it'll be a one-off in terms of the top 5. But I want a little more. Any last thoughts, Jay? And then we're going to very quickly wrap up because my food is coming up. And
Yeah.
I'm really sorry, firstly, to the people who were waiting for us to talk about Festival de Cansao tonight. Talk about Josh. I really want to talk about Josh. I have a lot of thoughts and about one of the songs that didn't make it through. We are pushing the time border so much here. Fen, I'm so sorry. I've seen your messages in. I am really sorry. Let's have a look at it next week, okay? Let's have a look at it next week because there's a lot to talk about with Josh. Really interesting staging, like he was floating. Really beautiful voice. I mean, I'm talking about it now. I'm just very briefly giving my thoughts now, okay? So this is my compromise position. Really beautiful voice. The staging, I think, needs some work, but I think it's partly the RTP studio. This is going to level up at Eurovision, and Josh is obviously going to win. He's definitely going to win. And it'll be better in the final as well. Next week, we will talk about Una Voce per San Marino as well. Justice for Loco Boombox. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
Justice.
he needs to try again.
So, with that, because we only got one new entry this week, I don't think we're going to go over our rankings again. Well, two, I guess, if you count Italy since last time. But do you see, including the national finals, who do you think is going to win the contest? Who do you think's contending right now? In 100 words or less.
Finland.
Yes. Finland.
And I hate to say it, but if Mons wins for Sweden,
You can't rule it out.
yeah.
I have the same thoughts. I would love to see Josh at full potential. That might make me think about whether that can break into that upper group. Chat's not going to like this. Depending on how it does with juries, if we're in an edition where you can win with 450 points, there is this little sliver of a chance for Tommy Cash, which cannot be ruled out.
No.
If he goes in with notoriety, the way his PR game right now, I don't want it any more than you guys do. He's up there in the odds for a reason, though. He's playing a game that's a bit gross, but it's a game that's working so far. You have to consider him in the conversation. I don't think it's a big chance. I think it's a really small chance because of the juries. But anyone who can get to 300 with the public, and you can't rule that out, if you can get 300 with the public, strange things can start to happen, right? I love how everyone's like, boo! And there's like three people who are like, but I really like Tommy Cash. Someone else has mentioned about the Ukraine and Israel televote skews. They'll be smaller this year. Both of them will be smaller this year. In the same way, you'll see with Israel, we'll see what happened with Ukraine, where it dipped in the second year, but there was still a sort of wedge of it. Ukraine, it'll be like Ukraine's diaspora vote right now is so high. They'll get a really good televote score, but it will remains to be seen. The other outsider, I already said Lithuania as an outsider and got ratioed for it on Twitter. Like, I think when you make a big call like that, you have to stand by it, and I'm going to stand by that now. And if I'm totally wrong and they come 20th, 100% will hold my hands up and go, yeah, I was totally wrong about that. But I have to leave it as this little tiny outside chance. It's a dark horse, and it's standing alone at the minute, away from anything else. You never quite know. With that, I've set everything on fire just as I finished up. But my ramen is 4 minutes away, and I'm very hungry for my dinner.
Okay.
So,
Okay, let's wrap this up.
I will quickly say, Jay, you say goodbye first, because otherwise
Right.
I'll accidentally do what I did last time, where I was like, bye, and ended the stream before you could say.
Where's my confetti? Okay. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much for coming. We'll be back here same time again next week. Watch out next few days for the Estonia vlog. It's going to drop, hopefully, ideal world Monday night, most likely Tuesday night. These are the kinds of videos we have to get right before we post them. We'll be back again Friday, 7 p.m. UK time for a new video as well, no matter what happens with the Estonia video. and Sunday, 8 p.m. UK time next week. We will be streaming again. Thank you so much for coming. Everyone's saying intelligent goodbye project. And I think that's what I'm going to... Oh, fireworks. That's fun. And on that, goodbye. See you all next week.